we'll be looking at a couple of adjustments, really simple adjustments for Paschimottanasana. I have Karina here, she's going into seated forward fold. One of the simplest things you can do is very similar to child's pose actually. All of these adjustments you'll see we did in child's pose. One thing you can do is a gentle hand on the heart and a gentle press on the sacrum. Now this doesn't do a whole lot for somebody except give them psychological comfort, right? You're not pushing them into their legs. Oh, but it might be better, nicer for you to give the adjustment that we gave again in child's pose, where you bring your hands around the side of their hips, not against the greater trochanter of the femur, right? That would be too bony, but just in that meat underneath, and you pull back, and then you can really, one hand on the sacrum, one hand on the heart, pull them forward. Because with your ankles, you're pulling them slightly back, so they're nice and supported, they're tractioned and held. And you feel into it, right? You can actually feel the tone of somebody's musculature and their breath, the quality of the breath. If it gets tight, you've gone too far. Somebody might be too shy to tell you that you're giving too much pressure, but you should be able to feel it under your hands. Good. And then if you mind coming into butterfly pose, so Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees out. Same thing here actually, the adjustments are pretty similar. So hand on sacrum to support, hand on heart to support, and you're not pushing them to the ground, right? I know people have been really injured by being pushed into the ground, but that's enough. Now this one, because you don't want to put your ankles around them because they're so close to the ground, it's actually your knees and thighs that wrap around them. They can't really tell what you're doing back there, but I'm doing the same thing I was just doing in Paschimottanasana, only on bent knees. So I'm squeezing my knees against the glute med to pull back, and then again I have one hand on the sacrum and the other hand on the heart, drawing her forward. But this is more about releasing the hips, okay? If you're going to give a thigh adjustment in an externally rotated pose, you never push the knees toward the ground, never. However, you might put gentle hands on the thigh well above the knee joint, really kind of closer to the mid-thigh or even the groin, and then give a gentle pull back. So a little bit of a pull back and toward the earth. It's not huge. I have seen people do this, and this might be very advanced, and take your sternum up and forward. So this would be for that student who really has the mobility, and they're pulling back with the hands and forward and up with the sternum, sort of like what you do in a down dog assist, not too different. And then you come out of that, you signal to them that you're leaving, there's your hand on the sacrum, a little bit of grounding, and you can go up and walk away. So those are just a couple of assists for different seated forward folds. There are many, again, so see what you like best and play around with it. Find a partner so that you can start to feel the toning in somebody's body. What's too much pressure, what's too little. They're both problematic for different reasons. You want to find that sweet spot in the middle. Oh, thank you.